Time is a fundamental concept that we use to measure change. It allows us to understand the past, present, and future. But what if we could travel through time? The idea of time travel has captivated the imagination of people for centuries. From H.G. Wells' The Time Machine, to the popular Back to the Future movies, time travel has been a popular theme in science fiction. But is it possible in real life? Let's find out. One of the most famous physicists of all time, Albert Einstein, proposed a theory that is essential for understanding the possibility of time travel. He proposed that time and space are not separate entities, but they are part of a single entity called space-time. Space-time is a four-dimensional continuum that combines the three dimensions of space with the dimension of time. This means that time is not absolute, but it is relative to the observer's motion and position in space.
This is demonstrated by the famous thought experiment called the twin paradox. In this scenario, one twin stays on Earth while the other twin travels in a spaceship at close to the speed of light. When the traveling twin returns to Earth, they will have aged less than their twin who stayed on Earth. This is because time passed slower for the traveling twin due to their motion. Another consequence of Einstein's theory is that gravity affects time. In the presence of a strong gravitational field, time passes slower than in a weaker gravitational field. This means that time moves slower near a massive object like a black hole. So, if we could travel to a black hole, we could travel forward in time. But what about traveling back in time? This is where the concept of a wormhole comes in. A wormhole is a hypothetical shortcut through space-time that connects two distant points in space. If a wormhole existed, it would be possible to travel from one end of the wormhole to the other end in a shorter amount of time than it would take to travel through normal space. This could allow for time travel by going through the wormhole and coming out the other end at a different time. The late physicist Stephen Hawking had a different view of time travel. He believed that time travel is not possible because of the chronology protection conjecture. This idea proposes that the laws of physics prevent time travel by making it impossible to create a time loop or a paradox. A paradox is a scenario where an action in the past leads to a consequence that prevents the action from happening in the first place. This would create a logical contradiction that cannot be resolved. Despite the challenges, many scientists are working on developing a time machine.
Like the video and subscribe the channel for future updates. Good luck.